Today I'll be showing you how I smoke brisket to make it flavorful and tender every single time. Most people don't ruin brisket because they don't know how to cook. It's because they don't know a couple of small tips that make the biggest difference. I'm going to show you in this video how to cook brisket, or how I cook my brisket to where it's moist every time. I am loving the fact that this brisket is going to feed my family of 14, and I'll probably have leftovers, but I may not. The first thing that you're going to do is trim the fat to about 1/4 of an inch all the way on the top of this. This brisket is from the lower belly of the cow, and it is full of fat, which I'm going to save. I may make some tallow from this. I usually do, even from the pigs that we have on our land. Just really a little bit time consuming, but just start and just go. I love doing one big thing that is going to feed the whole mass of people, and this is going to be it. Hopefully I'll be able to make a little tallow out of this. This will be really good. This is really a tough cut, but it is one of the most flavorful cuts. If you do it low and slow, because it's got a lot of fibers and connective tissue, it's going to give you the best flavor of just about any meat out there. You don't want too much fat, and that's why I'm cutting it off here, because you want an even layer where the smoke can actually penetrate in. If the fat is too thick, it won't penetrate. And then also, sometimes you'll get little globules of fat, and that's never very flavorful. I'm gonna heavily season with salt and pepper this brisket, and it's gonna make the flavors just come out like none other. You can use other rubs if you want to, but there's no real reason to do that to me, because you just really wanna get a very good, clear flavor.
Brisket has long been one of the most underrated cuts of meat. While it was once considered a less desirable cut, pitmasters have known for years that when brisket is cooked low and slow, it transforms into something truly special. The secret to great brisket isn't complicated, it simply requires patience.
People always wonder what to serve with brisket, and there's so many things you can serve with it, from slaw to mac and cheese to French fries. And you could save a bunch of this tallow, I guess, and cook your French fries in it, or you can use the fat and make face cream. That would be a good thing, if you could get it purified enough. Kind of dips in right here. You don't want a whole lot of fat, because you want all of the seasoning to really get into the meat, and you want the smoke to penetrate into the meat too, and you don't want that just going into the fat. All right, this is looking pretty good. I've got about 1/4 of an inch fat, on the outside here, and I think that is looking really, really good. Okay, so now,
Another important trimming step is removing the large, hard pocket of fat that sits between the point and the flat of the brisket. Many pitmasters refer to this as the decal, or hard fat seam. Unlike the softer fat cap on the exterior, this dense fat will not fully render during cooking, no matter how long the brisket stays on the smoker.
Okay, so now it's time for the seasoning. So I'm gonna sprinkle a good bit of salt, and then I'm gonna just really rub it until it's really incorporated in here. Then I'm gonna turn over and do the same thing. I'm gonna put a lot of pepper. I think season it almost even with pepper and salt. A lot of people put only half of the amount of pepper, but I really think that adding almost equal is the best alternative. I think it gives it a lot of spice, a lot of flavor, and this is really all you need. You don't need anything else, and it's already got the fat, so there's no need for any olive oil or anything like that. And turn it over. Do the same thing on this side. It's gonna be really fun. I think this is one of the easiest ways to entertain, because yes, it takes a little bit of time, but really not as much as some things. Plus, you don't have a whole lot of cleaning up to do. You can do this in your oven too, but today we're just gonna be smoking it. And then you can have your sides already made, so day of, you can just have fun. And I have new grandbabies, and so I can just be playing with them instead of fooling with all of the food. So it is gonna take a while to cook, but you know, that's okay because you're not really doing anything, you're just watching it. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for about 12 hours, get it back out, let it rest for an hour, and then we're gonna put it on the grill. I'll see you then.
This overnight rest is one of the most overlooked brisket tips. Preheat your smoker to 235 degrees Fahrenheit. One of the most common mistakes new brisket cooks make is chasing temperature swings throughout the cook. Consistency is more important than perfection. Focus on maintaining a steady cooking temperature and let the smoker do the work. Place the brisket fat side up in the smoker. As the fat slowly renders, it will help baste the meat throughout the cook. Close the lid and resist the temptation to check it too often. Every time the smoker is opened, valuable heat and smoke escape. Allow the brisket to smoke for approximately 6 hours. During this stage, the bark develops and the brisket absorbs most of its smoke flavor. Around 165 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature, you'll likely encounter what pitmasters call the stall. This is when the brisket seems to stop cooking for several hours as moisture evaporates from the surface. When the brisket reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit, wrap it tightly in pink butcher paper or aluminum foil. Wrapping helps push the brisket through the stall while retaining moisture. Return the wrapped brisket to the smoker and continue cooking for another 4 to 6 hours or until the internal temperature reaches between 200 degrees Fahrenheit and 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperature is a useful guide, but tenderness is the true indicator of doneness. A probe or thermometer should slide into the brisket with very little resistance, almost like inserting it into softened butter. Once the brisket is finished, remove it from the smoker and place it on a cutting board or in a cooler to rest. Resting is one of the most important steps in the entire process. Allow the brisket to rest for at least 1 hour before slicing.
Well, the brisket is ready, and I've learned a lot of patience by letting it go low and slow, but finally we are ready to eat. You can't rush barbecue, but that is what makes barbecue special. So I'm just lightly cutting this, and you can see that beautiful ring right there, the ring of smoke. So incredible, very delicious. So I'm just cutting it really thin.
When it's time to slice, pay close attention to the grain. Brisket contains 2 muscles, the flat and the point, and the grain runs in different directions through each section. Slicing against the grain shortens the muscle fibers and results in a much more tender bite. If you have leftovers, brisket stores beautifully. Wrap sliced brisket tightly in foil and refrigerate for up to 7 days, or place it in freezer-safe bags and freeze for up to 6 months. To reheat, lightly brush the sliced brisket with olive oil, wrap it in foil, and warm it in a 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for about 10 minutes.
If you like this video, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you here next week with another really, really delicious recipe. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for subscribing.
You can find the full recipe on my website in the link below. Thanks so much for spending a little time in my kitchen today, and I'll see you next time.